Emmerdale is currently navigating one of its most emotional and high-stakes periods in recent history, and tonight's episode marks a significant turning point for the Dingle clan. The atmosphere in the Dales is heavy as the family faces a multi-front war against illness, imprisonment, and financial ruin. At the center of this storm is Cain Dingle, a man known for his strength who is now finding himself completely unmoored. Tonight, the soap delivers a rare and intimate two-hander episode, stripping away the subplots to focus entirely on the complicated, decades-long bond between Cain and his former flame, Charity Dingle. This is a moment fans have been waiting for, but the revelations shared in the dark corners of the village may have consequences that last for years. Cain has been spiraling out of control all week, and it's not hard to see why. He is currently battling a prostate cancer diagnosis in secret, while his wife Moira sits behind bars, helpless to support him. To make matters worse, the family has officially lost Butlers Farm, the place that represented their stability and hard work. Charity, never one to mince her words, decides it's time for some tough love. She confronts Cain over his erratic behavior, specifically his recent explosion of rage toward his brother Sam and his dangerous decision to drink heavily despite strict orders from his doctors. Charity sees right through the bravado, recognizing a man who is terrified of a future he cannot control. The conversation takes a dark and self-destructive turn when Cain, unable to process his pain, attempts to betray Moira by kissing Charity. It's a classic Cain Dingle move, looking to blow up his own life and destroy his remaining relationships rather than face the vulnerability of his medical condition. Charity, however, pushes him away, choosing to be the friend he needs rather than the mistake he wants to make. In the raw aftermath, Cain finally breaks down, confessing his deepest fears. He admits he feels like he's failing Moira and expresses a heartbreaking concern that their marriage will never recover from the physical and emotional toll of his cancer treatment. In a rare moment of genuine selflessness, Charity offers Cain a lifeline. She promises to keep his moment of weakness a secret and offers the support he's been refusing from everyone else. Grateful and humbled, Cain decides to formalize a pact between them. He hands over a St. Christopher necklace, a traditional symbol of protection, telling Charity that he now owes her a debt. He makes a bold promise. Whenever she finds herself in trouble, she only needs to return the necklace, and he will be there for her, no questions asked. It's a powerful moment of Dingle loyalty, but viewers know that this favor is going to be called in much sooner than Cain expects. If you are enjoying this deep dive into the latest Dingle drama and want to stay updated on every twist and turn in the Dales, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more exclusive soap content. The reason Cain's promise is so significant is because Charity is currently sitting on a metaphorical ticking time bomb. While the village believes she is acting as a surrogate for Sarah and Jacob Sugden, the truth is far more scandalous. Charity is actually carrying her own child, conceived during a one-night stand with the returned bad boy Ross Barton. For months, she has managed to keep this secret under wraps, but the walls are closing in. Emmerdale producers have already teased that this pregnancy will blow wide open in the coming weeks, as the spring due date approaches. When the truth about the baby's paternity inevitably comes out, Charity will find herself isolated and judged by almost everyone in the village. This is when that St. Christopher necklace will become her most valuable possession. The drama doesn't stop with Cain and Charity, as Tracy Robinson is currently preparing for a life-changing departure. Tracy has been struggling to keep her head above water for a year, even resorting to theft from Eric Pollard in a moment of desperation. When she receives a job offer from Nate's mother, Kara, it feels like a sign that she needs to leave the village for good. However, her exit is marred by the usual Dingle misunderstandings. Vanessa Woodfield catches Tracy having a secretive conversation with Billy and immediately jumps to the conclusion that a new romance is blossoming. Instead of clarifying that Billy is simply helping her move, Tracy lets her sister believe the lie to avoid a painful goodbye. The tension escalates when Vanessa, unable to mind her own business, approaches Billy to talk about his date with Tracy. Billy is forced to set the record straight, revealing that he is actually helping her pack up her life to move away. This forces Tracy into a corner where she must admit the truth. With Nate gone and Cain battling cancer, the village has become a place of ghosts and pain. She needs a fresh start for herself and her daughter, Frankie. This departure is particularly poignant because of Amy Walsh's real-life maternity leave, but narratively, it adds another layer of isolation for Cain, who is losing one of his few remaining links to his late son. Cain's struggle with his health takes another hit when he finally attempts to attend a prostate cancer support group. Despite Sarah's encouragement that talking to others will help, the experience backfires. He meets a man named Clive who shares the devastating impact the illness has had on his own marriage and intimacy. This hits too close to home for Cain, fueling his anxiety that he is no longer the man Moira needs. Overwhelmed by fear, he flees the hospital and heads straight for the Woolpack, where his frustration boils over. When Sam admits to missing a crucial meeting regarding their new Dingle farm machinery, Cain explodes, proving that he is a man on the edge of a total psychological breakdown. While the Dingles are crumbling, the Tates are moving in for the kill. Ross Barton's return has already caused waves, but his new role as Kim Tate's director of operations puts him directly in the line of fire. His first day on the job is a disaster when he fails to pick Kim up, leaving her stranded with a minor injury. In a surprising twist, it's Graham Foster who steps in to help her. This interaction raises questions about whether the warring former couple might finally find a way to coexist, or if Graham is simply positioning himself for another power play. With Ross working for Kim and Charity carrying Ross's baby, the intersection of the Tate and Dingle families has never been more dangerous. Natalie J. Robb, who plays Moira, has been vocal about her character's current trajectory. Moira's decision to sell her share of the farm to Kim Tate while sitting in a prison cell was a gut-wrenching moment for the actress, who has called the farm set home since 2009. However, she has teased a rebirth for Moira. Prison is hardening her, stripping away the person she used to be and replacing her with someone more resilient and perhaps more ruthless. When Moira eventually walks free, she won't be returning to the life she left behind. She will be returning to a husband who has changed, a farm that is no longer hers, and a family that has been fundamentally broken by secrets. The loss of Butlers Farm marks the end of an era for Emmerdale, but as the cast members have noted, it opens the door for a return to the show's roots. The shifting power dynamics between the Tates, Dingles, and Sugdens are creating a vacuum that only the strongest will survive. As Tracy prepares to drive out of the village, the question remains whether Cain will make it in time to say goodbye to Frankie, or if his pride and anger will cost him one last moment with his granddaughter. Every choice made tonight is a brick in the wall of a much larger story that will culminate in a spring of revelations, heartbreaks, and perhaps a few unlikely alliances. As we look toward next week, the pressure only intensifies. Gary Windass is set to face off against Theo Silverton in a high-stakes confrontation, and a poisoning mystery involving Kim Tate is about to rock Home Farm to its core. Meanwhile, the fallout from Charity's baby secret continues to loom like a dark cloud over the Woolpack. Will Cain stay true to his word and protect the woman who once broke his heart, or will the weight of his own diagnosis prove to be too much to bear? The Dingle code of loyalty is about to be tested like never before, and not everyone will come out the other side unscathed. The complexity of these storylines highlights the enduring appeal of the Dingle family. Even at their lowest points, they remain the beating heart of the show. Whether it's Cain's silent battle with cancer, Moira's transformation in prison, or Charity's desperate attempt to keep her past from destroying her future, the stakes have never felt more personal. As viewers, we are witnessing a generational shift in the village, where old hierarchies are being torn down and new, more dangerous ones are being built in their place. The road ahead is paved with betrayal. But in the world of Emmerdale, a Dingle promise, especially one sealed with a St. Christopher necklace, is the only thing you can truly count on. Stay tuned because the real fireworks are only just beginning.